Me personally, I've actually noticed that some people, for some reasons that they actually know, are very, very competitive.
Competitive in the society. Yeah. Some people are so conscious of the fact that whatever they are doing, others are doing it as well. So they want to take the lead. Okay, take for instance, what I mean by that is you own a Toyota Camry.
Okay.
All right, and then there is this new padding that just came out. Other people may want to get it, but it's like you're the first to know. So you want to get it first, and then let other people come and they see it.
To have that vibe of I was the first one.
I own it first. I got it first. That has really affected the society so much in a way that people now do things abnormally to gain recognition.
Exactly.
To want to belong.
I can't agree more.
To want to belong, to want to be there, to want to mix with the crowd. I ran into some little kids the other day, and I think they're about between 13 and 17 years old.
Okay.
And they were in a lounge, and they were ordering for drinks.
13 to 17-year-olds.
I'm telling you, when you look at them, you know that these guys are still young.
They look really young.
Really young. So they were ordering for drinks, like not just the ordinary ones, but they were ordering for drinks that are not meant for
kids of that age.
Kids of that age, And the society, let me put it that way, the society couldn't reject the fact that they are not supposed to be doing that. You get what I'm saying? How can you sell an alcoholic drink to a child of maybe 17? Let's not say 13 now. Let's say 17. How can you sell an alcoholic drink to a child of 17? It's wrong.
It all boils down to the lack of consequence. Because I say this a lot, that there is no consequence in this country. In a sane society, any individual who does that is getting jail time.
No, of course.
The individual selling, the child who is drinking will also get into some trouble.
Yeah.
But mostly the individual, because you are supposed to know better.
Yeah,
you are supposed to have that sense that, okay, this thing you should not.
It's not supposed to be.
Exactly, it's not supposed to be. In fact, in some places the drinking age is 21.
Yeah.
Not even 18.
Not 18. Yeah.
So the lack of consequence in the space we're in.
And again, I feel the sense of making money.
Definitely.
Because if a 17-year-old boy walks into your bar and then orders for an alcoholic drink, you are supposed to let them know. But because of the fact that you want to make money, you want to sell, and then you disregard the age, you disregard what you're supposed to do, and then you forge ahead to sell the product for the child. It's wrong. Because some people want to make sales and make profits.
They don't care how they do it.
They don't care how they do it. They just go ahead and it boils down to the should I say rule of law, that we don't have a stable rule of law, and who's practicing it.
There's no enforcement.
Yeah, nobody does that. So even, trust me, the kids of most of these people who enforce the law, they drink alcoholic drinks. They take alcoholic drinks. The people who enforce the law, when you go to some clubs and a bar in Abuja, you see a lot of them. But they can't be touched. Yeah, of course.
But they can't be touched.
Even the owner of that bar will be in trouble if he doesn't sell the kids.
This then kind of takes us back to what even leads to these young people doing things to make the money that they then take to those bars and lounges.
Exactly.
There's so much pressure.
The pressure in the society. I ran into a post the other day and I saw they said the child is, I think, 15. Is it 15 or let's say between 15 and 20? went to buy a car worth 30 million naira.
Where does a 15-year-old find 30 million?
And then when they kind of, I would like to say, they approached him, and I think the security guy there called the police. So they want to scold the child on how he made the money and how come he's bargaining for a car worth that size. So according to the story, when I went on with the story, I found out that they said the boy did something and that he has only 5 years to live.
Can you just imagine that?
So he wants to enjoy his money. Nobody could say anything or do anything.
But
they allowed the boy to take the car and,
But is that really enjoyment? I mean, if you do something that, fine, it brings you money, but you have only 5 years to live. What level of enjoyment is that? Is that?
These are the people who are peer pressured. Yes, they are the set of people who feel pressured by the society, not just their peers. It's the society affecting them.
Some are even pressured by their parents. In some cases.
Yeah, of course. We've seen cases where parents will say, "Is that not your mate? Don't be your mate, they drive that car."
Does he have two heads?
The society has become a very dreaded environment whereby if you do not have, you do not belong. If you do not have, you do not belong.
You can't have a say.
Yeah. I was listening to a song the other day, and I heard the guy say, if you no do, trust me, your babe go leave you this weekend.
Which actually is not a lie. It's not a lie, because we see the way wealth and riches are glorified these days, and of course to allude to your girl will leave you. A lot of these young women are impressed. They are moved by
what they see.
This guy is driving a Benz. He has money. He can buy me Brazilian hair. He can buy me iPhone 15, and so on. So when they get used to that lifestyle of easy riches, easy gifts, and all that, when for whatever reason that guy cannot meet up anymore, they begin to look for where's the next? Because their friends are living that lavish lifestyle. I mean, one girl comes and says, "Oh, my guy just bought me this bag. This bag is worth 2 million naira," and then the others are like, "Are you serious?" And they begin to think, who's going to buy me my own bag of 3 million naira, so I can show them that me too, I'm also in this setting.
That's true. You heard about the story of that girl who went to sleep with a dog just to make 1.5 million for a night.
We've heard all sorts of funny things.
Yeah, and they said she's been doing it for the past months. She does it like almost every day.
Almost every day for the past months, and let's say she raked in a lot of money, but at the end of the day she died as a result of incompatible I would like call it bacteria in the system or whatsoever biological some infections and all that.
Yes, so she was affected by it, and then she died. She died and left the huge chunk of money she made from that deal.
What then was the point, you asked
yourself? What's the point? So it boils down to this other guy that did something to make money and then spend the rest, the next 5 years in riches and then die. That's same thing that goes with this lady. You get what I'm saying? She didn't know that she was going to die, or maybe she thought that there's one drug or this she would say that will make her feel okay. Lack of knowledge and understanding affects
a whole lot of people.
A whole lot of things. Okay, if she knew what she was doing, she wouldn't have gotten herself indulged in it.
Definitely.
That's why it is important for you to be aware. Be aware of a particular thing before you go into it. In the case of that little boy that went to do whatsoever, and then they said he has only 5 years to live, that guy is aware, or he was aware.
But he didn't care about
the consequences. He only wanted to let me just enjoy my life and die off. Such kind of people, they don't see what's in store for them in the future. They are blinded by what's in the now.
To them, that's what matters.
Yeah, well, I don't have it now. I may not have it in the future. I don't see it coming in the future. So let me do something to get it now and enjoy it now. Lack of patience. And another thing that affects this whole system is the inability to learn what can make that money for them. They don't want to dedicate their time in doing things that will get them the money. They just want it easy. Let the money just come and let me start spending. I don't want the hard job.
I just want the results.
I don't want to do the time. Just give me the money and let me go. And that's where so many of them have gotten it wrong. If you check our parents, they went ahead. They did a lot of stuff. They put themselves into some kind of situations. They learned. They studied.
Making sacrifices
at the end of the day. At least they lived their life. Some of them live over 100.
Yeah.
But you find out that our youths of today, 19, 20, are dying. Why? Because of what they've put themselves into. The pressure they've gotten. You see, if things continue like this, for the next 5 years, we might not have youths. Because the teenagers, the teens that we have, they might just live short lives and then die off. Why? Because of the pressure in the society. What are we going to do about that? What are the solutions to this?
Well, for one, I feel that parents need to be more involved in terms of instilling the attribute of contentment in their children, in their worlds, because many of these kids, I will call them, are not content because they see what other people have and they want it at all costs. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to dream, to aspire, to want to have something, but there are ways that you can go about it, the right ways to go about things. Yes, it can push you to want to do better in life, can push you to want to aspire to do great things. Not, you cutting corners and doing all sorts of ridiculous things and wanting, this I must get it by force, I must have it by force, I have to be the one that has it, I have to show myself, I have to, and all those kind of things.
Showing yourself. I don't think it's all about showing yourself. My friend has it. I too, I want it. That's just the whole problem. That's just the whole picture there. My friend has gotten it, or his friend has it. I need it too.
The funny thing is, for them, it might not even be a case of I need it. It tends to be a case of I want it. That's usually what the whole situation is. Oh, I want it because my friend has it. They might not even understand or realize why they would need it.
They will need it,
but just because they want to be counted as one.
Yeah, as
belongs. One. This person has this. This person has this. They want to be counted as one of the people who have that thing, where they can say, yes, I'm also one of the owners of this particular thing, and they don't mind going.
I've seen
beyond the normal.
I've seen a teenager sold his neighbor's child.
He sold his neighbor's child.
Yeah, for 14,000 because he wants to buy. Is it what's it called? Adidas. It's even a fake Adidas.
Adidas trainers.
Yeah.
He sold a whole child for 14,000 naira.
14,000 naira. You know, I understand the fact that there is so much pressure in the society, but don't forget, the society is made up of you and I.
Definitely.
So if there is pressure in the society, you and I are the ones causing the pressure. If we can just relax and say, okay, fine, he has it, my time will come. There is so much I need to do to achieve mine. What did he do? He did this, he did that, he did this and that. Fine. What do I need to do to achieve it? I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. You know? you go to the society now, you see a lot of youths. They don't do anything anymore. Especially in the daytime when they are supposed to be working. They don't do anything anymore. But rather, you find them in the night with bags moving from place to place. What are they doing at night? They call it sacrifices. They call it the other day, two teenagers were caught with human heads. They were seated on bike with the human heads with them. What are we saying? We've positioned these youths, like you said, parents have to be involved. But I don't think it's just parents alone. The government, regulatory bodies have to be involved as well. How can you see a child of 17 going to buy a car worth 50 million? What did the child do?
Where did he get that much money?
What does the government say about it? Nothing. And then you see a child of 17 driving Lexus 500 or whatever. They said there is one latest one now. You see a child of 17 driving that. The car is not owned by the father or the uncle or the auntie
or the mother.
The mother. And when you ask the child, they say it belongs to me. I bought it. Look at it. My name is on the receipt. And then you say, oh, your papers are fully intact. And probably the guy must have sorted you something. You take this. And then you let the child go. Law enforcement agencies, they are not doing their work.
And speaking of law enforcement agencies and the government at large, they also have a part to play in terms of the kind of perception that they give. Let me explain what I mean. When you look at government officials, they're in their Lexus, whatever, in their convoys and all that, and they begin to look at these people. I mean, what are they even doing that they are, having this kind of money, they're living this kind of lifestyle? So that is also an indication to them that, I don't need to go to school in order to achieve this. When these people in all these big positions probably don't even have beyond a secondary school certificate, degree. So they now begin to ask themselves, why do I need to bother to go to university? I'll do masters, I'll do PhD for what?
And then the other day, a little child was saying, not really a child, it's more like, I think it's over 20, was saying education, school is a scam. Why? Because the government had made them understand that even without school, you can be like us. You get what I'm saying? Speaking
of school, there was a video that went out recently. I think it was a Lautech student or so who was shown where he took his certificate back, demanding for a refund of his school fees. What was the point? It was like maybe a waste of time or something. So these are some of the issues.
Yes. So I feel the way forward is for us to introduce the concept of educating the youths and teenagers more on how to cope with pressure. All right, how to how to get yourself in the midst of pressure when yes, okay, fine, this person is doing this and I'm not doing it, and it's rubbing it in my face. What am I going to do? If you don't teach people what they need to know, they will live their lives however they can.
What you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, they will just live their life the way they want, the way they feel they can.